Why are you still single and how long have you been single for? When was your last sex? What was your last date? What do you do and how much you make?
These are top stupid questions you may ask on a first date and get it wrong. Because the purpose of the first date is make an impression, charm the lady, attract the lady, and create an emotion that will inspire her to come back to see you again on a date. Not to answer one.
And to open up a little.
Yes, to have a desire to open up, to have this intrigue and to follow you. When you ask her, when was your last sex? The answer, once a man client asked it on a first date, and the girl was smart to answer, said just 5 minutes ago, he says, oh, you just jumped out of a dick and you came to me on a date? You're witch, go out. They had an argument. He had zero sense of humor.
And zero tolerance.
And zero tolerance.
To begin with,
and
yes.
It was absolutely stupid question. With his insecurity, he asked, because the questions you ask are telling the woman about your confidence, or about your insecurities.
So, what shall we talk about in the first date? What would you suggest?
Well, there is another top. Tell me about yourself. That's another stupid question. Totally.
I always get stuck. Tell me about yourself. Like what? Starting from childhood, starting from school years, starting from yesterday. Like
what I ate in the morning, something like this.
Something would be I brushed my teeth. This is something.
Right, but that's stupid because tell me about yourself. Like, come on, you're coming on a date that is pre-arranged. A pre-arranged date is when a matchmaker is giving you information about each other. For God's sake, study the profile. You have the information about this wonderful person. She has information about you. So find things you want to learn. Come up with 3 questions you want to ask this person to discover more and show your confidence. Create the right feeling, create emotion, and show that you're a guy she wants to follow.
Yes.
So here's, of course, in this video, we definitely need to give ideas because asking when was your last sex is a funny story.
But even asking when was your last date, it's very insecure.
How many men Natalie sent your way?
Exactly. Or how many men have you had?
Yeah.
Before me already.
Yes. Woman will never tell you.
Women will get stressed after questions like these to at least.
And no second date after that. So, provided also that your first date is not always offline like this with oysters and Prosecco, but sometimes online. So, the same thing, avoid oysters and Prosecco, but you are sitting and talking. So, getting ready with things like this. I just made a list, right? When you are breaking the ice and speak about general nice things and weather and whatnot, and make her smile, use your sense of humor, that's top. And by the way, if you hear a question that you absolutely don't want to answer, let your sense of humor switch and give you an idea to answer it in a funny way. Like that girl did saying 5 minutes ago, before the date. It was like, he felt like she poured a bucket of shit
on him. But anyways, make each other laugh. It's always a good idea when you are under some sort of stress.
Exactly.
Don't stress out each other. Make yourselves laugh.
And laughter is the best tool, the best weapon against stupidity, fear, anxiety, and inconfidence. So now questions. For example, you may ask her, if you were to experiment and try a new hobby, what would that be?
It would be, of course. How smart.
It opens a new area of conversation. Yes. It gives ideas. It gives that you already know that she's got a lot of hobbies, but there are things that she would like to try. And That would be a smart answer from a girl if she knows his hobbies. And for example, he likes golf and she'll say, I would like to play golf. Like, wow. And I play golf. And for example, an easy one, instead of asking her, what do you do on free time? Asking when you have time, what do you like to do?
What do you like to do?
And she may say, oh, do I have free time? Like, really? I'm so busy. It's not a reproach like, you're so busy. Nobody likes to be guilted on a first date. Nobody likes to feel like they are protecting themselves or justifying themselves. You want to avoid that on a first date. Like attacking somebody is a sign of your anxiety, instability, and inconfidence. Do you want to bring all that into a new relationship?
And why would a person want to bring anxiety like to another person anyway?
Right.
Like what's the point?
Here's another one. What was the craziest thing you did as a kid? Right? We all have childhood.
Talking about childhood is brilliant.
And thinking your childhood memories are bringing the whole layer of trust you had childhood, and then it opens up like what type of childhood
Exactly.
you had, what she had, how easy it is for her to speak about her childhood. Was it painful? Did her parents beat her to death and made her study and knee in the corner too because she misbehaved, or she was a happy kid,
Or maybe she was a princess and everything was perfect and she loves talking about. I mean, childhood, in my opinion, is like a very safe place. Like a totally safe place. If you don't know what to talk about childhood.
Exactly. But the very important things, the very hard things, should be asked indirectly. Instead of saying, what is your job and how much you make? You can ask, what do you like to do in your free time? And does your job give you any free time at all? And where you travel, what are your favorite places? And if you won a lottery, what would be the place to visit on your first on the list if you had all the money in the world?
That comes, what comes to my mind when talking about this? I always like on the first day talking about dreams. When you ask a person about dreams, it gives so much information because usually a man or a woman is not going to tell you like, I want to go there, I want to do this, I want to achieve that. But when you talk about dreams, it comes like from behind, and then you can find out so much useful information for yourself about the person.
And there you go. This is the indirect way of finding out things.
Yes.
Well, let's put it separately. Indirect speech and indirect way of getting to know things. Because indirect speech is like saying, it's perfect in the West, but women don't get it. When you're telling her indirectly, like clean the room, she will come and tell you, clean the room, here's the broom, right? And you may be telling her, oh, it's not so clean today, I don't know what to do, what shall we do about it? And she's like, clean it, right? So in Ukraine, we speak directly. When we need something done, she will tell you directly, like, it's this. It's like, you are pushing me, you are telling me what to do. And this is what local women, wherever you live, don't like. They will tell you indirectly and they will hate. But in Europe, in Ukraine, we speak directly, so don't get offended. But on the other hand, when you find out something indirectly, that's another story, because you're asking distant questions that give you assumptions. So this is another idea. Do not jump into assumptions.
Oh, jump into conclusions. The worst thing that can ever happen to any man and any woman.
So when you hear an answer, clarify. Do clarifying questions. When you do this, does it mean that you...
Blah, 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 blah. Yes, exactly.
But I don't want to give you like a ready-made answers, because you may hear different questions. Because, say, for example, she says, I don't have free time. Do you, who takes care of your house? She says, well, I do it. And you say, oh, instead of thinking, well, you don't make enough money, so you hire a helper. That usually a woman can think. She may say, you may say, like, have you ever thought of hiring somebody helping you? Well, usually women are saying this to me. Because, man, I can do it myself. Oh, it's dirty enough. It's livable. Yeah, cockroaches haven't eaten my socks yet. I can live by. So, indirect communication opens a lot of doors and gives a lot of answers. And, for example, another thing, like, for example, instead of asking what's your job and how much you make, you can ask her, what is your definition of success?
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yes.
And you will hear a lot. You will hear what she likes to be happy, what she needs to be happy, how many gifts and how much flowers she expects. What kind of husband she wants, that and what kind of job she expects him to have.
Or like asking what makes you happy. Simple.
That's a very wide. Yes.
And then go in smaller directions. What makes, or I like this question: how do you want your future family to look like?
Yes.
How do you want your future the family? How do you want your future relationship to look like? How do you see yourself in a relationship? How would you feel? What would you do? Where would you go? Like, where would you travel? What would you cook? And this gives so much space to open up.
And also, you may ask what kind of man you see yourself with, what you are expecting.
I always tell like this one.
And that will be the right answer. But maybe not so much what kind of man, like what do you expect a man to do in relationship?
Right,
what do you like man to do? How you like him to show he loves you.
To show his emotions, to show his love, to show, yes.
But, first date is always contextual and it's very personalized. There is no universal answer to this, because generally on the first date you want to create the right vibe and show confidence, kind of trigger her attention and make her wish to maybe not run but walk after you.
But Natalie, again, when you are with the matchmaker, when you are on the first date, it's not really a first date.
Exactly.
Because you know everything about the person. The matchmaker told you plenty of stuff about this person. You have seen the profile, you have seen the story, what's behind this person. You have been introduced by the matchmaker during the introductory call. So it's not like you see a random person in the street and you start approaching her. You are well prepared because you have so much information and you know what buttons to press to make the best out of your first date.
So instead of asking bad questions that show that you didn't care to look into her profile,
exactly.
or bad questions that show your fears, that show your traumas and anxiety and inconfidence, prepare, read through, and ask things that are open-ended questions that encourage her to proliferate on different subjects and let your love story begins and be happy.
Yes.
And just in case you're watching this video, but for any awkward circumstance, you aren't on Marriage by Natalie website yet. That's a big mistake.
Oh my God.
Quickly, go ahead and fix it. Irina will talk to you.
And we haven't had the first interview yet.
Yeah.
How can you imagine that?
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. How on earth will you have this first date ever with a good woman who is serious, family-oriented, and wants right relationship? They are here.
If you aren't even registered.
Gee, fix it, okay? But, we don't want any guy.
No.
Because
it goes without saying.
Hiring a matchmaker is actually a luxury. We don't want guys who don't make enough money, who don't have enough confidence, who aren't secure in themselves. Yes. Because having a partner from another part of the world requires strength and power. And it's for a man who
For men who are busy living their successful life, who don't have time to stay interviewing women and running after women on the streets. They hire a professional matchmaker to do the job for them. They spend their time earning money, traveling, doing business, doing their stuff, and they get the creme de la creme,
Yeah.
what the matchmaker has to offer, and they go straight and directly to the point.
and these are men that succeed in getting the results
Of course.
because they are smart, confident, and they have the luxury of earning enough money to hire top professionals to do the job for
They
them.
can afford this luxury for themselves. Yes.
So welcome to Marriage by Natalie, and let's match you.
And let's take you on good first dates.